Hello? Testing?
It's
Okay, cool.
It's all right though.
All right, yeah, we can pass back and forth. All right. Yay. Yes, Enzo and Max. Yeah, this talk is not going to be as cool as Philo's. Sorry, guys. All right, wrong laptop.
Oh my god, what a boomer.
What a boomer. All right, so this is just going to be like a general overview presentation. I know we have a lot of freshmen in the room that are coming here from very far away. We just sort of wanted to give you a sort of presentation to like make the most out of RIT and the like. So a lot of this you might see is kind of rehashed because we talk about RITSEC again. So common theme.
Oh yeah, I'm first this time. So, if you didn't catch my intro before, I'm the tech lead. You can find me on Discord under the tag Invader Zim. 2.5-ish year BSMS student with a math minor. If you ever want to feel sad, credit overloads are fun. I was most recently a Mac user. I've switched over to Arch, and many know me as a propagandist because I push it pretty hard. It's a lot of fun though, in like a sadistic kind of way. I've recently interned my freshman year at Cisco. I took a double block then, and this summer I worked at Area 1 Security, and I'm currently part-timing there. And like I said before, this is like the only photo of me that exists on the internet. So we'll see about that. Me board on my fraternity and a big mechanical keyboard junkie. Like, it's a lot of money I put into that. Too much. We heard a clap. Someone's bank account's empty.
Hey, nice.
Okay. Let's go, man.
All right. What's up, all? I'm Enzo. I'm the president of RITSEC. I'm going to my last year, hence why Max calls me a boomer, even though I hate it. I've been in Rochester basically my whole life, so I don't know. I sort of know things, I guess. I worked for MITRE this summer. You guys are probably going to hear about that. That's sort of getting the co-op story in this presentation. You're going to hear a lot about MITRE. They're one of our sponsors, and they do a lot of cool stuff for security. I do a lot of Windows offensive security stuff, writing malware. If you guys are interested in that, please hit me up because I love that stuff. And again, I am a constant learner. Please hit me up with any questions that you have.
We have the same.
Yeah.
Oh.
Three sections.
Yeah, so we're breaking this up into 3 sections, just like RIT, like what you can do on campus to make the best of it, RITSEC, and then what was it, like co-ops and abroad, stuff like that. So we're starting off with RIT itself. So classes, it's the one thing that everyone's gonna have to deal with. It's college, we know that. Just know your limit, find out where you can like comfortably stay. You never want to experience burnout. You're gonna at least once, but know where your limit is and stay within it. You don't want to be the person who has to drop classes halfway through the semester. It happens, but it's never a great feeling. Also, don't waste time on essential classes. Rate My Professors is a great resource. If you're taking just some like intro to writing, like maybe you do enjoy writing, but I would always recommend finding the easiest teacher or professor just so that you don't have to spend excess time on something that's not going to contribute to your degree. It's a big thing that I've learned. Like I said, Rate My Professors, amazing. Try to stick within above 4, anything 3 and above is fine. Anything under 3, I'd recommend no, unless they're the only professor that has it and you have to get it done this semester. Make your class schedule ahead of time. They look at me weird because like I have this giant spreadsheet of like maybe like 70 something potential class schedules. I recently made like a God schedule this semester and I love every part of it, but you put in a couple hours and you save a ton in the end.
You want to talk about Schedule Maker?
Oh, I can't use Schedule Maker because whenever I try to put in my courses, they kind of breaks because there's too many possibilities.
But for normal folk.
For normal folk, if you're doing under 18 credits, you can use Schedule Maker. It's linked on the CSH website. Really good. Put in your classes, and it'll make schedules for you instead of having to deal with all like the nitty-gritty of it. Also, organization is huge, especially when you're taking up something that might be as much time as like RITSEC or just a lot of credits. stuff like that. Stuff like Notion, Trello, and Google Notes, or Google Keep, that's what it's called. Google Keep are huge in being able to organize properly.
Just one thing to add, Google Calendar
Yes.
would be your best bet.
Oh, yeah. Put everything in there, otherwise you're going to forget.
That's
My
true.
watch pings me every 30 minutes before something's about to happen, so I know that I can be there on time, not to mention just keeping something to have all my assignments in.
100%. All right. So I know a lot of you are new here, so we're going to go over some good restaurants around the area. This is good stuff, yeah. Obviously, the pizza and the Perkins Barbecue. Come to the Perkins Barbecue after the club. Free food. But here are some good places. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Garbage Plates before, but Garbage Plates are great. They originated in Rochester, so check that out. There's a couple places that serve them. Everything from this list is generally good. Wings Over is fire for wings. It's so expensive, though. It's ridiculous. Tully's good. Dumpling House is like 5 minutes from RIT. Super good. Tsingtao House, I have not. That was you, right?
Yeah, Tsingtao House, it's honestly probably one of my favorite Chinese places honestly probably my favorite place. I can't recommend it enough. When I first started going out there, they didn't have English menus, and I just point at stuff, and it was always so good. Amazing place, and if you go there and eat, they give you just an enormous load of food, and it's pretty cheap. Couldn't recommend it enough.
Yeah, moving on. Jay's Diner is open 24 hours, so if you're in the late night in the labs and you need to get food, highly recommend. DP Dough used to be closer, but they're still really good. McGregor's is absolutely classic. A lot of people refer to it as Building Zero for RIT because we're always over there. Wegmans, obviously, greatest grocery store ever. And, of course, Gracie's. We all love Gracie's, right, guys? Yeah. Yeah.
Barbecue has been moved to Gracie's.
Yeah, right.
So some people are definitely new to the weather in Rochester. Y'all are thinking oh, it's 80 degrees, it's going to be like that, and we're going to be sweating. There's no air conditioning. Oh my God, it's so terrible. You're going to forget about that in a week, maybe 2. But yeah, it is unnaturally cold here. You'll all get to experience it eventually. But when you get wind chills up to 70 degrees and you're like, oh wow, I'm out of jeans, I guess I'm going to wear shorts. That's always a fun thing. I once got what is it, freezer burn or whatever it is? I can't think of what it's called. Frostbite. I got frostbite on my kneecaps once for wearing shorts. Oh, yeah. I wrote that slide too, and you lose stuff. I'm starting to become a boomer just like Enzo too. Yeah, but wind is the biggest thing to be aware of. RIT was originally made so that the quarter mile could be a wind tunnel because it was supposed to be in Arizona or something. And now when it's negative 20 and the winds are hitting 30 miles per hour, you're like, why? Yeah. So that's a big one. Yes, if it's ever really cold out, go to Ben & Jerry's and buy as much as you can. Get a Vermonster and share it with your friends. Mm-hmm. But yeah, RIT has an unofficial mortality rate for the winters. Unofficial.
Also, being a student, you get tons of free stuff. Seriously. Max wrote all this stuff about Gracie's because apparently he has a history of being a thief, stealing chairs from Gracie's or something. I mean, do what you can. I know a lot of silverware goes missing, stuff like that. But for actually, like we were saying, home use, you get VMware, a bunch of software for free. You get Windows licenses for free. If any of you know what the GitHub student pack is, you get a bunch of services through GitHub just for being a student. And usually there's student discounts. People give stuff out on the RIT subreddit all the time. I think we're going to have a free talk on stuff eventually. What's up?
On Facebook, there's a page called RIT Food Share. Basically, whenever someone has too much food on campus, they post there. You can pretty much find stuff all the time, and you can just steal it. Not steal, they're giving it away for free, but steal it. Okay, and this is something that a lot of people fall into. RTSEC is a club where you can literally spend your entire degree and not explore it all. And we do fall in that trap of never being able to experience, hey, what's beyond GCI? So I do recommend your freshman year, just finding another club, see what you're interested in. Don't always take I can't say easiest path because RITSEC is very much not that, but have some fun. Get out, spread your wings, spread the RITSEC message. And we're always going to be here, and we just want as many people, and just try to be a little bit social. It's hard, but you're all going to live it up.
All right. Now this one I'm very bad at. Many people can attest. Sleep is super important. Please sleep and don't do what I do and most RITSEC people do. Drink lots of Monster and Red Bull and never go to bed and sleep on the couch in the club room. Try and get at least a little sleep if you have to. Don't get none. A lot of people run into, oh, I just have to keep going. I got to keep doing this stuff. Please don't be afraid to ask for help. Like, we've all been through it. We're here for you guys to help you out with everything. And yes, we've had people with hammocks in the labs before, so that's classic.
Okay, now we're moving on to our next section. It's going to be a bit of a rehash of if you were here for education, but making the most of RITSEC. So, of course, education. One large general topic next week is going to be Intro to Windows, then, Intro to Linux, and then Intro to Windows, and then networking, such and so forth. We're going to have a ton of fun with those, some guest speakers. Always talking, it's so jam-packed. You're going to go back to those in like a couple years when you feel like you're an industry professional, and you're like, wow, I completely forgot I learned that week one. Just amazing. And my favorite, demos. Please do the demos. Like, they really do help. I'm the only reason the reason I am is only due to like demos and just like tech leads. I came in knowing absolutely nothing. Like, I probably took like a good like couple hours just downloading VMware and configuring it my first day, and now I'm making them. So stuff like that. Research, please present. Tenchi has hard enough time finding yeah. Okay, well, I thought that was gonna be a brick clap. But yeah, Tenchi has a hard enough time finding good research presentations, and it's always so great to be able to get up here, talk about something you care about, something you worked on, and not to mention just the personal projects that come from doing a research presentation. Amazing fodder for your resume.
Oh, I'll let you take this.
Okay, yeah, do the demos. Yeah, I forgot about this slide. I pretty much said most of it. They bring you from knowing nothing. Like, I know a lot of people had issues with VMware, and I honestly have no idea, but we'll figure it out. You learn what's like actually important. You get to like, the biggest skill of what I heard and what I personally believe is not like the actual information, which still is so amazing that demos contain. It's the ability to just Google. You'd be surprised how bad some people are at that. Like, just click the first link and like read the first sentence and like, I don't know. You're gonna like you're gonna be like digging through pages, and it's gonna be a lot of fun, and any research project you're gonna be able to get done in like an hour. Like, it's gonna be amazing. Not to mention you get prizes end of the year, top 3 contenders in the demos with the highest score. Also, get you ready for CTFs. So Jason talked about being the CTF or the RITSEC CTF competition architect. This is amazing practice for that. Not to mention Tenchi with Contagion. He can teach you a ton, more than I could ever, or in terms of CTFs. And it gives you a taste of every single topic just to find your niche, because I think that's something everyone struggles with, is what direction to go, because there's just so many, even though this feels like such a small industry at times.
Hacknites. So this is just a social event thing that we do every Tuesday. We hang out in the labs, club room at 8 p.m. This is just a cool RITSEC thing that we do. We'll support you, be there, help out with homework and projects, and generally just messing about in the labs. We usually don't actually get work done, but we like to say we do. So Hacknites is a good time.
So interest groups and interest programs, we talked about this before, and you basically can get RITSEC every single day of the week. I'm pretty sure I looked at it, and you can do that, like literally. So just programs, WESIS, you can get on the red team, the ops program, physical security, Loudon would love to scream at you, his favorite like activity, incident response, contagion, reversing, and ops, just all amazing programs where you can learn so much, supplement you every single day of the week.
So Career Fair Eve, as we mentioned before. So this is a huge thing for RITSEC. It's relatively recent. I think it came around 2 years ago. Basically, like it says up there, you skip the lines with the recruiters. So this is the day before RIT's Career Fair. So the recruiters that sponsor us come and talk to our members first before they talk to the rest of the general population. So you get to meet them, have the rapport of being there beforehand, and the support of RITSEC. So many people have gotten co-ops from that, so highly recommend.
Of course, RITSEC's nothing without its competitions. These just give you, it's simple, like everything you're gonna be doing in industry, we can pack into that competition, and plus some, because we gotta have some fun. We've literally had people at competitions get hired on the spot, and it's amazing to see. Not to mention, you can start just a little like pad on your resume that says competitions attended. You can put your rank. It's amazing. They always ask about that. They can say what you learned, what you do, everything. It's a lot of fun. Just being able to rehash all that, say what you want to learn more. Not to mention meeting sponsors and alumni, and always the prizes are so good. I have like a T7 from it. It's a lot of fun.
I think we gave up like monitors last time too, so yeah. So also, if you want to, this is a lot further down, but I mean, for e-board positions, we also have a board position, which is assistant board positions. We have the junior tech lead, which will help out Max with the weekly demos. I don't think any experience is required for that.
I've been going with any.
Yeah. Being a web admin, we need a web admin to sort of handle our website and that sort of thing. And then we also have a social media head, which Jasmine was. Yeah, she was our social media head. Now she's on e-board, so pretty good. You sort of get started with some lower responsibility first. It looks great on your resume, too. And conferences, I'll just take this quick. Obviously, Shannon sent me this. I was like, what's so good about conferences last night? And she said, it's inspiring as heck, and you learn lots of things. And she says it pretty well, I would say. Well, yeah, you just do a lot of networking and learning stuff. So highly recommend. If you have the opportunity to go to a conference, highly recommend. Oops.
Yeah, so we talked about it a bit. Resumes are big. Like, the biggest thing I can ever recommend to you right now is make a resume. Go home, what did I say? Oh, never mind. Yeah, just make a resume. Just get it all hashed out. Not only is it gonna be something nice to hand to recruiters, it's just something to like feed you for ideas on like, hey, how do I wanna improve? How do I wanna grow? What things do I wanna aim for? Always an amazing resource for that. I've never used it, but Enzo says Credle.io is amazing. So, yeah, go try that out. And always at Hacknites, we're happy to review it, give you like interview questions, roast you if you really want. Yeah, also make LinkedIn. Personal blogs are amazing if you can do it. I don't. I just never find the time. And other similar things are always also great. And be sure to add RITSEC to it, because people do know us, companies do know us, and will ask you questions just about us.
So personal projects, the photo disappeared. That's weird. So basically, all of you guys are taking the exact same classes. So a lot of you will just put your classes on your resume, which is totally cool. I have my classes on my resume too, but it doesn't really stand out between all of the RIT people. So if you do things like personal projects, your own research, that sort of thing, it helps you stand out. I can say that a lot of the interviews and the second co-op that I got was due to helping out with RITSEC research and doing personal projects. So highly recommend. Yeah, hint, do RITSEC research wherever Tenchi is.
Yeah, this is a big thing that I learned freshman year. Just go to career fair. Don't expect to get a co-op like right off the block. No one's really gonna go up to a freshman and say, hey, I have this job, I think you'd be great for it. Some do, some it really happens to, and it's insane. But majority of the time, it's not gonna happen at career fair. But career fair is such an amazing place to meet faces, learn, just like get to meet people a little bit better. You get that interpersonality, or like intrapersonality. Ugh, I can't think about the word, but you know what I'm saying. Just be able to talk to people is like one of the biggest things for like getting a job, because you have to almost always go through a recruiter. So this always helps. don't take it too seriously your first time. Don't go in there saying you have to get a job. Go there, meet people, talk to companies, free stuff, free swag. There's lots of free swags. You can come home with a few shirts, bags, water bottles. Even laptop cases, apparently. But yeah, go there, see some recruiters, come to Career Fair Eve, and just try to build your network, stuff like that.
Alrighty, so we're at the end here. We're going to give some quick co-op stories before we end off our talk. So I'm going to start off with just sort of my getting a co-op story the first time. And some of you guys have heard this story before at academic day, so sorry for the rehash again. So the first one I got was at Principal Financial Group. So this is just a main financial company, not really fully focused on security, but I was on their security team. So before getting this opportunity to interview with them, I applied to 70 different places using Handshake, LinkedIn, Indeed, that sort of thing. And I said this at the co-op panel on academic day too. Just obviously 70 is a very large number, and don't try to do that in one day because it is such a pain. So just split it up into a couple weeks, do 5 a week, and then you'll be at, by the end of the semester, you'll be at a pretty good number. So my first one was just sort of a 2-interview process. After they had replied to me, they were the one of 3 that had actually gotten back to me. So it was just a 2-step interview. One was the just the personal, are you a human being interview, and then the next one was actually a coding technical one. So that was my first one. My second one was at MITRE, which I got through the club, connections to the club. An alumni, Micah Martin, if some of you guys know him. Yeah, go Micah. He reached out to me. He reached out to a bunch of RITSEC people, and he was searching for people that would sort of work under him in his division. And I interviewed through him as a 1-step process, and he had me on the team pretty quickly. So use your connections, basically.
Yeah, so my first call-up I got when I was a freshman. I actually got it through the career fair, which, as big as the career fair is, it's not something you hear super commonly. I actually responded to like one of those like sketchy emails that like recruiting like sends out like, hey, meet one of our engineers and like such and so forth. And I just kind of put on a time when it's all them. And then at career fair, I'm like, oh, I met with one of your engineers, and like just kind of like made it sound like I already knew everything. And they're like, okay, here's an interview. I went to the interview, and they asked me like the most basic networking questions ever. Like, I've never done anything networking, and I was like 2 or 3 weeks into intro and routing, and they're like, okay, you know how to like make your grandmother set up the Wi-Fi. You're good. And they, same day, sent me an offer letter. It was insane. And I was on their networking, or I was on their server virtualization team, which industry standard like TAC. And then Area 1 was a little bit different. I actually, through UB lockdown and RITSEC, I was on the blue team and won first place. I randomly just got placed on it with the same person. Aiden, if he's here, probably not. But yeah, he recommended me and got through that way. Always knowing someone's gonna streamline the process. And again, if I didn't go to UB, if I didn't go to RITSEC, I wouldn't have that co-op.
Emmanuel takes Emmanuel wanted to come up and share his story.
Hello. I got my internship from a competition, CPTC, the pen testing competition. Yeah, this was even before I was on the team, so I was just helping out, and I was talking to companies that were there, and IBM was the big one because they sponsor like 80% or 90% of everything else. So I just went around talking to people, and I talked to Scott Brink, which is our...
There he is. That's his brother.
That's his brother over there. He helped me get connections with Woodstock and all that stuff. And from there, like, my application went through the process like much faster. And because I've also talked to and worked with Scott for a while, he knows what I can do and all that stuff. So just making connections and proving you can always in club to show that I'm really interested in what I'm doing. And yeah, it just clicked, and I got the job. Still there, 2 years now. Woohoo! Love it there. So, yeah.
Thanks, Emmanuel. All right, thank you everyone for our talk. Anybody have any questions? on all this stuff. It was a big info dump. No? We scared it all away. Connor. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, so you take this one called 201, which is programming for InfoSec. That's a great one. I think Professor Olson is the one who wrote it. He's a very smart guy. Highly recommend that class. You learned a lot from it. What other good ones? Oh yeah, Principles of Web Application Security is a tough one. What? Oh, it's a requirement now. Oh yeah, well yeah, 201 as well. So 380 is Web App, Principles of Web Application Security, and that one is basically like they just give you the lab and they're like, here, do this, and you just have to dive right into it, and you have 2 weeks to do the lab or whatever. Watch out for lab 3. Yeah, right. Any thoughts?
Not specifically, no. Haven't had enough classes.
Brendy.
I heard one of the fastest ways to learn is competitions. Is that true?
This is true. Please do IRSEC. You'll make Jason happy. IRSEC will be in October. Yep. What's up, Fred? Yeah, as I've stated, personal projects are the best. Please, they let you stand out, and just you doing your own research is super crucial to your own learning and to getting you a job as well. So, Mike. Oh, that's a good question. Most of my personal projects have been writing red team tools. So I wrote, I think the first one I did was, I don't know. I don't know if any of you guys know what the MITRE ATT&CK framework is. Basically, it's just a bunch of every attack technique possible. So for my first personal project, I just went to the list, picked something that sounded interesting, and I just dove right into it. And then I wrote a tool on it, red team persistence tool on it. So honestly, just, yeah, what's up? Yes, certs are good. There's a lot of big certifications for security, and usually certifications are pretty bad, like in other fields, but certs in cyber are super important. So like your OSCPs, your CISSPs, CompTIA, Security Plus, whatever that, all the acronyms and everything. Do you have any personal projects? Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, okay. On both like personal projects, it's always going to be what you're interested in. One of my favorite is literally just became, it was like kind of a meme. I had something called esoteric JavaScript, which was just like obfuscating JavaScript for like cross-site scripting. Oh, that was a lot of fun, and it was literally just like the biggest joke ever. On the topic of certs, I would also not say don't kill yourself over them. A lot of the time in the industry, they will pay for you to get them. Don't like go off today and say, hey, I need to get my OSS. Ugh, I can't say it. Yeah. Don't say I need to get it right now, or else I'm not going to get a job. They're going to pay for them. Like when I went to Cisco, they paid for me to get my CCNA, and I was in the process of getting my CCNP, and they paid for it all, or even my cyber ops too.
Any other questions? Yes, we will post all the research slides and education slides in announcements, and I think there's a research section and education section.
That will include for all the research presentations, except for those that are not screened.
This is true. Any other questions? All right, cool. Thank you guys very much for listening to our talk.